Hi Lori, I'm going to try to do this really quickly, but I wanted to show you the foundation also. I sent off your samples and a mask sample for you to try in the mail today. So hopefully you'll get that, I don't know, maybe tomorrow or the next day at the latest. But so I've got my primer already on, and for you I was talking about the hydrating primer. So it comes like this. You just pull the cap off and it has a little squeeze pump, and then it looks, oh, you know what, that's the hydrating one. And then you just rub it in. And so that's all I did. I put that all over my face and I let it sit, and I put on a little bit of concealer. And then I'm gonna show you how to do the foundation. And so it comes in this glass bottle. And so what I do each time I use it is I take it out, I squeeze what's in the dropper out, because the minerals and the color will settle a little bit in this. And then I screw the cap back on really good and shake it. So I do that each time I go to use it. And then this is the kabuki brush that I was talking about. And so it's super soft. Like there's nothing pokey about it. It just feels like a marshmallow on the top almost. And so what I do after I shake it really good is I squeeze the dropper to draw up the product into the little glass dropper. And then I drop it on top, like maybe 4 or 5 drops on top of my brush, if you can see that. And then all I do is I take it and I just kind of dot it off to get all the product off around my face. Get it all off, and then I just start buffing it in. And what I'm doing is I'm kind of pushing it into my skin as I'm buffing it around. And then you can add it, it's buildable. And so I can go back and add a little bit more product to any areas that I need, but I'm almost kind of just pushing it into my skin as I am kind of swirling it around, because you want to get the product in, you know, into your skin. So I'm kind of, like I said, dotting it and pushing it at the same time. And then once I get it kind of all where I want it, then I'm just going to take a quick turn around and kind of swirl it. And then I take it, you know, up into my my gray hair line here. I take it down my neck a little bit, but you can see there's not like a big line on there. And this is kind of my winter color, so I probably need to go up a shade maybe in this, but yeah, then you just kind of buff it into your skin, and it gives you that kind of more of a little bit of a matte. It's not such a flat matte, and yours will be a little bit more dewy because you're going to use the hydrating primer underneath it. And then I just finish it with my setting powder. I forgot to bring that in with me, but it's just, let me show you really quick. Hang on one sec. Sorry, thought I had everything here that I needed for this, but this is the setting powder. It's called Behold Setting Powder. And there's like a little stopper in the lid like I was talking about yesterday, and then that's the little screen where the product is underneath that screen. And I just take my brush and dab it in, and then I just tap off a little bit, and then I kind of just pat my setting powder on. And then I can add more concealer at this point if I need it, but I don't feel like I need it. This light's kind of blowing out my skin color too. But anyway, that's how I set it, with just the setting powder. And then this container, because it screws on, I can toss it in my purse if I need to. So that is the foundation, primer, and the concealer. And I sent you the samples that you can just swatch, like on this area. So get a little bit of it on your face, but then also swatch into your neck as well. And then this is the bronzer. So this is the color bronzer I use, which is our darkest one. And so it's got, you can see that I kind of use more of the darker color, but what I do is just take a smaller brush and I just kind of do one swipe, tap it off, and then that's how I do my contour. So I'll do a little bit there, I do some up here, again just one swipe. And that's why these products last a long time, because they're pretty highly pigmented, as you can see, and I'll show you how I blend that in just a second. And then I do some down here, kind of down the sides of my neck too, just to give me a little bit of definition in there, although I need to dye it to get a little more definition in there. But then I just kind of blend this up into my cheekbone, and you can kind of use that as your blusher too. I can do a little bit down the side of my nose, anywhere that you would use your underneath the bottom of your lip a little bit, and then just kind of blend it down the side of your nose. But this lasts a long time. And then if I swirl into the little bit lighter color, it almost gives me kind of a little bit of a highlight too. So it's kind of a dual purpose. product, and I have the color that's similar to this but a tiny bit lighter, and then that other one, but the other one, the Hermosa one, pulls a little bit more pinky, whereas this one is more, I feel like it just pulls a different color, so I like this one better. And then I'll just blend it in, and then you can use your setting powder over the top of this too, but that just gives you kind of an idea of what it does kind of with the contour and with the bronzer itself. And then we do have different kinds of blushers. Some of them are kind of just more of a highlighty type blusher, and then we have some that are darker, but I know you said that you weren't that interested in doing a blusher, so I think you really can use the bronzer to do pretty much everything you need it to do. And then for my brows, I just use our brow pencil. So it's got like a little spoolie on one end that you can brush your brows up, and I've kind of already done my brows. And then it's got a really nice retractable, thin little brow pencil on this end. And so it comes in 3 different shades. This one is the, I think it's the medium. I can't tell, I can't even read it, but it's a light medium. Usually I use the medium, and so I'll just use these little flicky motions to do this, and then I just underline the bottom of my brow on both sides, kind of flicky. I'm doing it real quick. And then you take the spoolie and I kind of brush down with my brows, and then I line the top of my brow. So I'm kind of staying, and then I'll fill in really lightly any areas that I have little gaps, and you know how that is, as we say. What did you call it? Not fabulous over 50, but anyway, it fills in all the little sparse spots. And so my color is medium, and then they have a light, and then they have a dark for like dark hair. So you'd probably be the light one, unless you want your brows to be a little bit different than your hair color. So that's that. Let me see what else. Okay, so then there's 2 different ways that you can line your waterline, as you were calling it. So we have our black pencil. Probably should have sharpened this a little bit, but this will allow you to do, you can do the bottom waterline, or you can tight line on the top. So I'll kind of show you what that looks like. So you just go, you know, in that little underneath section, and this has a, you can get a great little pencil sharpener with this, because these are not retractable, but we've got this great little pencil sharpener, and it's not very expensive, but it does a good job of kind of saving the pencils. But they're really a soft pencil. But I'm going to show you once. Let me draw a line on my hand, and then I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, and then I'll show you how smudge proof they are. So you can smudge them when you first start. And so just get that up there, and that just does that tight line. Or you can also do one of our, I think this is the angled brow brush. I think this is, oh, liner shader brush it's called. So it has maybe you have something like this at home already, but it's got a fluffy like brush that you can do your shadow with, but it also has this angled, where's my camera? This little angled brush that you can do to do your liner with too. And so a lot of times what I'll do if I really want, because that gives me a pretty good definition on the bottom of my eye, but I'll take our black, these are the shadows I was talking about that are customizable. So they're magnet on the back, and you can put them in a little quad palette that looks like this. And then I have these, but this is the color Legendary, this black one here. So sometimes what I'll do is just take that angled side and dip it into the black eyeshadow. And these have a built-in primer, so they're not gonna go anywhere. That's the nice thing when you put them on. And I'll do my tight line with that. So I'll go up underneath my eye with that black shadow. But then what I'll do too is take a little bit more of that and go really low down by the lash line, because I have some gaps, again, from aging in my lashes. And so if you go really, really low and just kind of press it, the shadow, way down low, see how that even gives a darker line there? And you can use this on the bottom too. So that's just another option for, I think as we get older, and we have some great pencils that are in that light brown color and a dark brown color. But if you're just doing this, that's your options. You've got the black pencil, or you can do, if you have a liner shader brush, you can just do that, because it definitely, look how much it kind of makes my eyes look bigger doing it with the shadow. So that's another option. And then I wanted to show you really quick, the only 3 shades that are available in these liquid shadows is the color Willed, which is more, and actually these are probably my favorite colors, and they are actually the ones that are in. These are the ones that I use the most. So this color is called Willed, and it looks a little bit, let me do it here. It kind of looks dark on, but I'm gonna show you how you can work with it to make it less. So that's kind of a, I don't know, what would you call that? Like a plummy, not plum, because it's more of a brownish plum color. And then you've got your flat matte just brown color, and you can line your eyes with this on the bottom too. So this is the brown color. And then my favorite, so these would be kind of, I'll show you, it'll be kind of more of your contour colors. And then Reverent is just a really, really, really pretty kind of champagne color that goes great on the actual lid itself. And so the way that I do these, and you can do them any number of ways. So I'll do Willed on one eye, and then the brown, I think it's called Ornate, on the other. But what I do, let me see if I can do this. Let me get a mirror so I don't get it all over everywhere, but so you can still see it. So it comes on a doe foot applicator. And what I do is just kind of go in the corner and somewhat in the crease of my eye, like this. And then I take like a fluffier, kind of a blending brush, and while it's wet, I'm just gonna blend it out. And so I'm just kind of going back and forth. I focus the majority of that color on kind of the outside corner of my eye. And you don't want to go like below, and I could have gone a little bit less, but you can also take your finger and just kind of, like, there's no trick to these at all. They're really simple to use, and once they dry, they really do stay all day. So you can just kind of take it and blend it out as much as you want to blend it out. I should have brought a tissue. Let me wipe that on my arm. And then you can also take that doe foot applicator, and you can do a line on the bottom too. So I can take this and just do a little line on the bottom of my lash line to bring that color down. And then you can either use the same kind of fluffy brush, or we even have a liner, like a liner brush that you can use, or you could even use that other one that I used for the top. And so you just kind of smear it out, a little bit of that color on the bottom. And then what I do, let me stick the cap back. So this is Willed. So that was that top one, kind of the, I don't know, plummy mauve color. It's more brown than it has, you can see it. I don't even know what you would call that color. So, and then just, you know, blend it out with your finger, get it all how you want it. Darker, you can go darker if you want, or this could just be an everyday look. And then just take that Reverent, which is that champagne color, get my mirror, and then just put that on your lid area. And so I just kind of swipe that all across my lid up to my crease. And again, you can go as dark or as light with this one as you want. I'm kind of running out of this one. I need to order more because I use this one all the time. You can even use this if you decide to do lipstick and you want to put a little highlight in the center of your lip. You can use this particular one. But that just gives you that brightness. And then you can blend this one out too a little bit if you want to, or usually what I'll do is just kind of buff the edges a little bit of it, and it just gives you that kind of that brightness on your lid, so to speak. And then once you do your mascara and everything, it pulls it all together. You could add a little bit more of that powder as an eyeliner on the top if you wanted. Just add a little bit of mascara. But it just kind of finishes off the look that way. So, so that's the color Willed with that Reverent on the lid. Then you can also go with the brown color, which is called Ornate, and do kind of the same thing. And you could do it any number of ways. If you want, sometimes I'll just do the single color on it too, but you can just put it, like let's say we put it all over the lid here, up to the crease area, like that, which looks dark. But then when we take our blending brush and blend it out, you can have even just a single color on your eye. And it looks like, once you blend it out, it almost looks like you have two colors there. And then again, you can bring this one down underneath your eye too. But that's a little bit darker look. But then again, once it dries, you can kind of, like I said, blend it with your finger. I like to blend it with the brush first, and then I kind of blend it out how I want it with my fingers. But you can do just a single eye color just with that brown color too, and then just add a little bit of that underneath the eye as well to kind of finish off the look, or do your liner if you want to do a different color liner. But I use this and just kind of go underneath the eye, and then just kind of blend it in just a little bit, just to make the, make it match, match the top. And then just don't go lower than kind of the corner of your eye. But so that's a different look too. So with these 3 shadows, you could actually, and you can do the same thing with Willed. You could use just that on your eyes. I could have not done my lid on this one and just done that as my, what they call transition color that's here. And then you could still put some of the Reverent on your lid too. So I like these. I like them for the summer because they stay like crazy, but they're also colors that will transition into the fall as well. Whoops. So anyway, that is what I would say would be the simplest. And you can make them as, like, if you had a date night and you wanted to have a little bit bolder look, you can do that with these. But then you can also make it a definite everyday look as well. And with your eye color, actually the brown is beautiful. And then, like I said, you can add a little bit of that Reverent on there too. But I think that those would be really, really good options. So let me know what you think. I'm sorry, this went a tiny bit longer than I had anticipated, but let me know what you think. I can show you some other single shadow colors. We don't have a ton of these single shadow colors left, but these are in stock. And so if you want me to grab them for you, let me know. But I think that eye look would look gorgeous on you because your eye color is so pretty too. So, and you can see it doesn't, there is a difference when you do the lighter color. Let me blend that a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit too, but that brown color is my favorite. So I'll use the brown, and then sometimes I'll use the Reverent just on the lid or even in the corner. You can do this, like I was saying, you can put a little bit of it on your finger, and you can do like a little highlight in the center of your lips. You could even use this as a little bit of highlight. You can definitely use it as a highlight underneath the brow too. So they're pretty versatile actually. And the palettes are versatile too. So I would say between the palette and these, the ones I use the most are probably these, honestly. So anyway, I'm gonna get off so you can look at this and not have it be a zillion hours long, but just let me know if you have any questions, and then let me know when you get the colors, and then we can kind of get it all together. I'm gonna send you a link to my website so you can kind of get in and look and see, and then whatever you choose, you can make a wish list if you want, and then I can give you the prices of those items, and then you can pick and choose and decide on that. And I can always give you a little bit of a discount too if you bundle, multiple items together. So we can talk about all of that as well. Okay, thanks, Lori. Bye.